Let's be real. When you think about the Dallas Cowboys defense right now, one name jumps to the top of your mind: Micah Parsons. He's not just a star, he's the guy, and for good reason. But here's the kicker. His contract situation has suddenly become the hottest topic in Dallas. Why? Because we're talking about the heart of our defense, and maybe the heart of this team, who still hasn't been locked down with a long-term deal. Now, if you've been following the off-season moves, you know the Cowboys haven't exactly been aggressive with major contracts lately. Zach Martin held out. CeeDee Lamb's extension still hasn't happened. And now we've got Micah, arguably the most disruptive defender in the league, sitting without the security he absolutely deserves. But let's not forget how we got here. Micah Parsons came into the league and instantly changed the face of this defense. Rookie of the Year, All-Pro nods, consistent domination off the edge. And now entering year 4, it's no surprise that fans, analysts, and even players are wondering, what's the holdup? Add to that the tweet that sent Cowboys Nation into a frenzy. We'll get into that in a bit. And this story has exploded. But beyond the noise, there's a real question to answer here. Why haven't the Cowboys taken care of Parsons yet? Is it about timing? Is it about money? Or is it about something deeper going on inside the front office? So I want to ask you this. Do you believe the Cowboys should make Micah Parsons the highest paid non-quarterback in the NFL? Vote in the poll and hit the comments with your thoughts. Because in the next chapter, we're going to break down exactly where the Cowboys stand financially and how Micah's deal could impact not just the salary cap, but the future of this franchise. Don't go anywhere. This gets deeper than just numbers. All right, let's dig into the numbers. Because when it comes to Micah Parsons' future with the Cowboys, money talks. And the Cowboys, well, they've got a very interesting situation on their hands. As of right now, the Cowboys are projected to have significant cap space in 2025. According to SpotRack, they're looking at nearly $80 million in projected cap room. Sounds like a lot, right? But before you get too comfortable, let's break that down. They've got big decisions coming. CeeDee Lamb is due for an extension, and not just any extension. We're talking top-tier wide receiver money. Then there's Dak Prescott, who has a no-trade clause and no franchise tag in his deal, and he's set to become a free agent after this season unless something changes fast. So even with $80 million projected, it can disappear quick once you start paying your stars. And that brings us back to Micah. A player of his caliber is going to reset the market. We're talking somewhere in the range of $34, $36 million per year. That's quarterback money. It would make him the highest paid defensive player in NFL history. And honestly, based on production and impact, he's worth every penny. But here's the catch. The Cowboys have a history of dragging their feet on these kinds of deals. They did it with Dak. They did it with DeMarcus Lawrence. And now, it looks like they're heading down the same road with Micah. The risk? The longer they wait, the more expensive it gets, especially if another edge rusher signs a record-breaking deal first. So here's what I want to know from you. Should the Cowboys prioritize Micah's deal over Dak and CeeDee? Drop your vote and tell me why in the comments. In the next chapter, we're shifting from the front office to the field, because Parsons hasn't just earned this contract with stats. He's changed the entire identity of this defense. Stick with me, because what Micah brings to this team goes way beyond sacks. Okay, now that we've talked about the money and the cap situation, let's focus on why Micah Parsons deserves every dollar he's asking for. When Micah came into the league, most people saw him as a linebacker who could rush the passer, but he's proven to be so much more than that. In just a couple of seasons, he's completely transformed the Cowboys' defense into one of the most feared units in the NFL. Think about this. Micah isn't just a pass rusher. He's like a Swiss Army knife on defense. He can drop back in coverage and lock down tight ends or running backs. He can blitz from anywhere and disrupt the quarterback's timing. And he's one of the best tacklers in the league, stopping plays before they even develop. His versatility is what makes him so valuable. Coaches can design complex schemes around him, knowing he can handle multiple roles. That flexibility keeps offenses guessing and makes it harder for teams to game plan against the Cowboys. And let's not forget leadership. Micah isn't just playing for himself, he's the emotional heart of the defense. His energy lifts the whole unit, and his teammates feed off that intensity every single game. Statistically, he's elite. In 2023, he recorded 15 sacks, multiple forced fumbles, and several key interceptions. But the numbers only tell part of the story. His impact is felt on every snap, whether he's making a highlight play or forcing the offense into mistakes. So here's a question for you. What's your favorite Micah Parsons moment so far? Share it below. I want to hear your best highlight or the play that made you say, "This guy is special." In the next chapter, we'll break down how Micah's style compares to some of the greatest defensive players in NFL history and why that comparison matters for the Cowboys' future. All right, so now that we've seen how Micah Parsons has transformed the Cowboys' defense, let's put his game in perspective by comparing him to some of the best defensive players in NFL history. Many analysts and fans have already started drawing parallels between Micah and legends like Lawrence Taylor, Von Miller, and Ray Lewis. That's not an exaggeration. Parsons' blend of speed, power, and instinct is rare, even among elite defenders. Lawrence Taylor changed the linebacker position forever. His ability to rush the passer and stop the run made offenses rethink their entire game plan. Von Miller brought a relentless motor and pass-rushing finesse that kept quarterbacks on edge. Ray Lewis was the heart and soul of the Baltimore defense, known for his leadership and physical dominance. Micah Parsons combines elements from all these players. He rushes with the speed and power of Taylor, shows the pass rush creativity and effort of Miller, and carries the leadership and sideline presence of Lewis. But here's what's really exciting. Micah is still early in his career. He's shown flashes of greatness that suggest he could be even better than those legends. And for the Cowboys, that means building a defense around him could be the key to sustained success. Think about this. How many times have we seen Micah make a game-changing play at a crucial moment? Whether it's a strip sack or a clutch tackle, those moments swing momentum and lift the entire team. So here's a quick poll for you. Who do you think Micah Parsons compares to most? Lawrence Taylor, Von Miller, or Ray Lewis? Vote now and let me know why in the comments. Next up, we'll dive into the contract negotiations and what it all means for the Cowboys' future roster and cap flexibility. Stay tuned. All right, now let's talk contracts, because with a player like Micah Parsons, the stakes are huge for both sides. As you probably know, Micah's rookie contract is coming to an end soon, and the Cowboys are in the hot seat to lock him down with a big new deal. But it's not just about throwing money at him. The contract needs to reflect Micah's value as a game changer, while also keeping the team's overall salary cap in check. Here's the thing. Parsons is not just any linebacker. He's arguably the best defensive player on the planet right now. That kind of talent doesn't come cheap. Rumors say the Cowboys are preparing an offer that could make him one of the highest-paid defensive players in the league. But the Cowboys have to balance this against other roster needs. With stars like Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb also needing big deals, the front office has some tough decisions to make. How much cap space should they allocate to Micah versus other key players? That's the million-dollar question. And let's not forget the timing. The longer the negotiations drag on, the more uncertainty it creates, not just for Micah, but for the entire defense. Players want to know who they can count on next season, and fans want to see the team locking in their cornerstone stars. So, here's a question for you. If you were the Cowboys GM, would you give Micah Parsons the biggest contract for a defensive player in NFL history right now, or hold back and try to negotiate a bit more? Cast your vote and tell me why in the comments. Next, we'll explore how the Cowboys can build a championship, defense around Micah, and the key moves they need to make. You won't want to miss it.